So can you explain to me what has exactly changed? Because you said your generation 30 years back did not have the option of being an entrepreneur themselves.
Absolutely.
But the current generation has.
Absolutely.
So what exactly has changed according to you, which has made it easier for people of my generation to start a business?
I think societal norms in saying it is good to be an entrepreneur and create value. See, India of the 1947, when India got independent, was a very frugal country. Okay, if you look at the movies which portrayed it, it was all about sacrifice. It was all about, oh my God, this about this country, okay, Desh ki dharti, all that, etc. Okay, in the 60s, it was all about government jobs, security. Okay, then in the 80s, 90s, it was all about, okay, you got a good multinational job, you're fine, okay, job security is there, etc. Today, the whole societal framework is, it's fine to take a risk, no problem, number one. And the bigger one, which has actually helped all of you entrepreneurs, which you should really thank Nandan Nilekani and gang, is digitization. Thanks to Aadhaar, thanks to verification, thanks to digitization, today the number of business models available to youngsters like you to start a business are 1,000 and more. That's a fundamental change. In the 80s and 90s, physicality defined anything. Today, for your generation, digitization defines everything. So that's a very, very big shift, which, we've seen that happen from 90 to, 2020. Most other people haven't seen it.
So you mentioned about digitization. Now let's go deeper into this. I'm a 25-year-old person earning 1 lakh a month. And you're saying that today the opportunities to become an entrepreneurship are abundant.
Absolutely.
And the number one thing that I will think about when I think like that is risk. So how exactly would you look at the risk framework of starting out on your own?
Everything in life has a risk attached to it. Everything. There's nothing called zero risk. Okay?
But people want zero risk and high returns.
Doesn't work.
Yeah.
So risk has a probability attached with it. Now, in order to take risks, take the East Coast of America vis-a-vis the West Coast of America. The West Coast of America is far more entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
They are what we call the caravan types. They travel. They're constantly seeking. They're willing to let new things. They're willing to adapt. Whereas the East Coast is much more the citadel types. Okay, vertically integrated companies, secrecy, nobody wants to do this thing. So if you want to take risks, you have to be much more open and adaptable. Otherwise, you'll never be able to take the risk that you want. Number one. Number two, don't get carried away by a lot of the reports which say this is an opportunity, that's an opportunity, especially for young people. The first thing I would really like you guys to ask yourself is, are my unit economics in shape? Yes or no? Okay. A lot of people give you, damn, total addressable market is 5 billion. Don't worry about all that. If your unit economics is in shape, you can scale up.
Yeah.
If your unit economics is in bad shape, any scale does not matter.
So for people who don't understand what is unit economics, can you just dumb it down for us?
Unit economics simply is, let's take, suppose you're selling burgers. What is the price per burger you're selling? What's the cost, fully allocated cost of the burger? If I'm selling a burger for 10 rupees, my fully allocated cost is 9 rupees, 1 rupee. So I am profitable.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if I'm selling a burger for 10 rupees, my total delivered cost is 15 rupees, I'm negative 5. That is what I simply mean by unit economics.
Yeah.
So in your business, the cost of a customer acquisition can be anything between 1,000 to 5,000 rupees,
Correct.
as an example.
Yeah.
But the value from that customer, if it's 500 rupees, you're running a negative balance already.
Yeah.
So for all entrepreneurs, and I must have met 200, 300 entrepreneurs over the last 5-6 years, the first question I always ask them is, how is your unit economics? The second thing I would say is, when you're an entrepreneur, there are two types of entrepreneurial systems, Sharan. Are you a group of founders or are you an individual founder?
Okay.
In your case, you are an individual founder. If you're a group of founders, the first thing I would tell a group of founders is, put down on a piece of paper, how will you resolve your differences if you have differences? A lot of people, 5 people club together because they've been classmates, etc. and say, we'll start this. The first day they encounter a problem or a disagreement, they don't know how to handle it.
Right.
Then it becomes a tu my. It's not worth it.
Right.
So if you don't have clarity on how to handle differences, you can never be a strong set of founders. Okay. So you can say, suppose the two of us were founders in a company, we can say, hey, you know what? If we disagree, we'll go to this person. We'll put our case. And then we'll take whatever answer is done. Okay. That's one way. If you're an individual founder, my simple submission to you, surround yourself with the most capable people possible. If you look at the 5,200 listed companies in India, 2/3 of them have a turnover of less than 500 crores.
Okay.
82% of them have an EBITDA of less than 400 crores.
Okay.
What they need is capability. So you have capital and you have capability. You have raised capital through VCs, etc., or friends and family, but capability is not available. So you must surround yourself with very, very good people. In your business, if your product is most important, you must have the best tech people working on the product for you. Without that, there's no chance.
Correct.
And the mentality of an entrepreneur today, if you look at India over 300 years, we've been great traders. We're not product people. We're not innovators. And that's the shift I believe your generation has to make. You have to be innovators in product and service as opposed to traders. You look at 90% of the entrepreneurs today are still trading.
When you mean trading, you mean like give an example of a trading business?
I buy something at X price, I sell it at X plus 10%.
Basically, I bought something from China and I sell it here.
Yeah, it's a leverage, nothing more. That is not going to create value for you.
Correct.
Okay? And that's the mistake a lot of entrepreneurs are making today.
So you're saying focus on product and service, and that's the evolution
Absolutely.
that's happening.
Innovate in product and service, innovate in business model. Okay? Really make it a sticky product or service. Okay? Then you're on the way. So unit economics, right? If unit economics is good, the market will come. Okay? The total addressable market will be there. Capability, ability to resolve differences if you're a bunch of co-founders, that's very, very important. And focus on product and service and innovation there.
What would you exactly start? Let's say you are 30 years younger, right? And you are frustrated with your job. What are those opportunities that you are seeing? See, as an investor, you know exactly where the India is moving, what the next 5 years are looking like. What are those industries that are getting those tailwinds? So what exactly would you start, which will give you a very high probability of success because the market is being expanded in that particular niche?
Fantastic. Great question again. So let's go back to the construct of where do people spend in India? Okay. Of the disposable income, close to 38 to 40% is spent on food.
Acha.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, simple question. Are there opportunities in branding food? Okay. So India makes 230 to 40 million tons of food products, all put together, fruits, vegetables, grains, etc. You look at vegetables, you look at everything. They're unbranded right now. Is there an opportunity for that? The answer is yes. Let's look at two other things. Health. India spends under 3% of its GDP on health. Is there an opportunity there? By Jove, that's a big opportunity. I believe it will be one of the biggest opportunities for a future India. Digital health as well as physical health. It's one of those unique categories where both matter. Okay, I think health and everything to do with health. Health will have regulatory issues. Let me not, walk away from that. Okay, there will be regulatory challenges because that's the role of the government. Okay, but as long as you're within the regulatory guidelines, health is going to be one of the biggest markets. People will give the right term for good quality health in this country, and you're seeing that.
Right.
Third one is outcome-led education. Okay, when I say outcome-led education,
Career.
if I'm
At the end of that, you should get a job after that.
one is either a job or entry into a bigger university for a better thing. Suppose I do an undergrad and I have the best set of teachers, etc., and the best set of students and colleagues. Most of the people there get into a business school, a very good business school. That's an outcome. Okay, a lot of IB schools in India today. There are 210 IB schools in India. Why do parents put their kids into IB? Because they believe that the IB education is the best if the kid wants to go abroad.
But they charge like 7-8 lakhs a year.
Absolutely right. That's the point I'm trying to make to you.
Okay.
So why? Because then they say, you know what? My kid is going to be prepared to get into King's College or Boston or Babson or wherever it is. I guarantee myself that I'm taking the risk out of it. Okay. So outcome-led education is a huge opportunity. Okay. For professionals, let me talk about professionals. I believe one of the biggest opportunities for professionals in the country today is coaching.
Coaching. Okay.
A lot of junior managers, a lot of middle managers want to be coached. Everybody has ambition, but they don't know how to get there. So coaching as a discipline, and people are paying their own hard-earned money to be coached.
Coaching for what?
For success.
Acha.
For being better. It can be coaching for communication. It can be coaching for collaboration. It can be coaching for conflict management. any number of areas. So in the professional sphere, that's another big area which I believe is going to open up. So I've just given you 4. You look at food and brands in the commodity chain. You look at health, big one, no doubt in my mind. Outcome-led education and coaching for professionals. I've just taken 4 out of my hat, and all will be important.
Glad you made it till here. If this gave you even one idea to improve your finances, send it to a friend. Helping them might just make you the smartest person in their group chat. And don't miss the full episode on Finance with Sharan. There's a lot more where this came from.